I have to keep ahead. What? What do you mean, of the game? No, I just need to keep ahead. See? Right here. Ahead.
You're listening to Heroes Untapped, a Heroes of the Storm podcast tailored towards the Australian and the New Zealand HOTS community. Hey, what's going on, ANZ? It is your host, Diconcur here, bringing you another, hopefully amazing episode of Heroes Untapped, the Heroes of the Storm ANZ podcast, keeping you ahead of all the cool news happening in our scene. And we've had a huge day, because we just had the new patch notes drop for the PTR, for the content update next week, and it is amazing. It is huge. There's so many changes going on. They look so good. So many things we've wanted the ANZ scene are coming out as well. Anyway, I am unfortunately not joined by my co-host tonight, Happy Rage. He's having problems again with some of his equipment. However, I do have two amazing guests on me. Joining me on the show again is Morton.
Hey guys.
What's going on? How has your week in the Nexus been, good sir?
It's been pretty quiet for me, to be honest, but I've been organising some tournaments with some people, so can luckily announce those later on
All right,
in the
awesome.
podcast, so that's good.
We're definitely going to talk about that a little bit later. And also joining me tonight is Flashkick, that
Hello,
is captain
everyone.
of No Shows AU. Am I correct
That's
in that
right.
regards?
captain.
Another awesome competitor in the ANZ scene. A consistent competitor as well, because you didn't disband at the end of the WCS for Australia. So
Nah, look, I'm not going to disband and try and join teams. And we're a good group of guys. We all enjoy playing with each other, the game that is. And we want to progress and have fun, yeah? So I think it's good to stick around with people you enjoy playing with, yeah?
oh yeah, definitely. If you're not enjoying the game, the worst thing you can do is stay around with the team. All right. Anyway, let's get into it. Like I said, it's a big show tonight. We've got heaps to cover. We've got the live on the PTR, the current patch notes that are getting ready for drop next week. We've got heaps of talent updates going on. In-game UI has slightly changed. That will drop next week as well. Hero updates galore. New rank structure, 003 rewards, new quest, game server selection, player reporting, battleground changes. I mean, it just goes on and on. Future heroes coming out. It's just huge. So much happening. All right, so let's get on to it. First segment, into the Nexus. This is the part of the show where we bring you the latest news. Actually, tonight's show, it's really the only thing we're going to be talking about is all the news coming out. But let's get into it. So currently, if you log into live onto the PTR right now, you can play, or you can check out the new Battleground Infernal Shrines. This is the new 3-lane map. Basically, it's a 3-lane Diablo 3 themed map, as I promised 2 maps were coming out in the Eternal Conflict. Basically, you push against each other's lanes, and there are 3 shrines, middle, top, bottom. Periodically, one of these shrines will start to gather power. Minions will summon out of it, and killing 30 of those minions will grant your team a devastating boss to summon on that shrine and attack down that lane. And that boss is a Punisher, and it is devastating. It is amazing. It has one huge difference that we've seen. Well, actually, you've got a couple of differences, but the main difference is that its focus isn't to siege buildings and bases, though it does do it very well. It's actually to murder enemy heroes. So, guys, what have you seen of the Punisher so far yet? How does that sound? A new type of boss wave or summon that actually focuses enemies. Have you guys seen this in action yet?
I've seen it on streams quite a bit, and the objectives seem really strong early game. Like compared to Battlefield of Eternity, the objective makes such a bigger impact.
Yeah,
I did jump on PTR and play maybe about 10-15 minutes. What I did notice is that those ads that spawn on those temples are like crazy. They do crazy damage. And I did notice that one of the Punishers actually dives at you, so you can't really hang behind the gate. So it adds different dynamic to it, which is really good.
Yeah, it's actually really cool to play. It's I love seeing there when you get the Punisher room and fighting against it. You're sitting there, you think you're safe behind the gate, and then all of a sudden it leaps over, smashes in the face, and stuns you in place. It's terrible. It's like having a competent tank on your team. It's
Yeah.
it's totally amazing. So what do you think of the extra three effects as well? So something that I didn't quite explain properly a second ago was when you do manage to capture one of these punishers or capture the shrine for a punisher, they actually spawn in three different flavors. They have an arcane punisher, a mortar punisher, and a frozen punisher. So for those familiar in Diablo, playing Diablo 3, you have a fair idea of what I mean. Those terms basically come from Diablo 3. But for those that aren't, the arcane punisher basically drops a little rotating line on the ground that damages anything it hits. The mortar punisher just fires a mortar. I think similar to the Lost Vikings and their ultimate, the Viking longboat. And then the frozen one drops a whole bunch of frozen seeds everywhere on the ground. And if they explode while you're standing in them, you get caught. What are your take on those cool game mechanics? I think that's just exciting to play against.
Yeah, they're innovative, that's for sure. Like they look a lot cooler than most of the other objectives that I've seen in HOTS, so it's pretty good.
I mean, I think to myself, how many battlegrounds can they possibly make before, it gets a bit repetitive? But it seems they're showing it to us that they can keep pushing out content, which is good.
Yeah, it's a different take because the one thing I was getting a bit concerned about with the new maps myself was what different, like how differently can you make a map? How can you change it? What can you do to make it so you just don't have Dragon Knight but in 6 fruity flavors? And I actually really like how they've done this. So it's that's it. So that's new Infernal Shrines map. Jump on the PTR, check it out. Unfortunately, if you are Australian, the PTR is 300 milliseconds lag. So you will have a lot of terrible fun on there. But still good, check it out. It's an awesome map. Also dropping the PTR this week, if you have the money, you can test out the new hero character. I think his name is was it Karazim the Monk?
Karazim.
The new
Karazikaram or something like that.
Awesome name. It's an awesome name. It's actually funny. I was reading a Reddit thing and they were talking about names and they were saying that, no one calls Johanna the Crusader or called Naziba the Witch Doctor. They call him by his name. This guy dropped Karazim and I'm like, yeah, I'm probably going to call him the Monk. I'm going to forget how to say that every time. Anyway, he's the new hero coming to Heroes of the Storm. He's currently on the PTR. He is a Diablo 3 themed. He is a support role. And he is looking pretty cool. I don't think he's from what I've first thoughts on him. He's not a full support. He's a hybrid sort of support assassin. I'm thinking you might take him with a secondary support. Don't know, but no, he's a hybrid healer. It's pretty cool. What are you guys' thoughts on him? New hero. Have you seen him in action?
He doesn't seem like he could solo heal at this point, from what I've seen. But his ults that bring people back to life, that's pretty cool. That's an awesome mechanic.
Well, I think he'll be very easily killed when he dives in. So, but I guess it'll be interesting what teams can do with his new ult, the Uther / Rhaegar ult combination. So that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, so for those of you that aren't 100% aware, it's I can't remember. I think it's called Divine Palm. It's one of the ultimates that Karazim can take, and it puts a bubble effectively around one of your allies. Now, it's not like an Uther bubble or a protected bubble, but what it does that is if it's popped. So if an enemy, sorry, I should say, if your allied hero dies while this Divine Palm shield is on, instead of dying, they actually heal up quite a considerable amount. I don't think it's a full heal, but it's about half health heal. So it's an interesting take, isn't it? It's not quite a invulnerability because you're kind of like, well, gee, I need to DPS him down, but not too hard. But if you ignore him, you lose any damage you did put onto him. But then if you do accidentally kill him while it's up, he gets healed. I mean, it's kind of feels a little bit tricky to use. Like, is this maybe too clever of an ultimate? I mean, we are talking about a secondary healer, right? It's a secondary support. So maybe teeing him up with someone like Uther that can do the Divine Shield. Could drop a Divine Shield on Jaina and then follow up with this, or use this first and then follow up with the Divine Shield. I mean, yeah, it seems like an interesting ultimate, but I don't know if it might be too complex or too tricky. There might just be better things you can do. It's early times yet. But what do you?
I think it'd be a really good ult. Like, I think it would fit in really well. They have like the exact same kind of skill that in League of Legends that's pretty strong in that as well. So
Yeah.
I don't see why it'd be any different.
Any different over here in the Heroes of the Storm world? He's definitely.
It adds another dynamic. So give it a week or so, and we'll see what teams come up with. Yeah.
Someone break into your house.
What? No, I just read chat.
Yeah. Oh, they're commenting on your room again.
Yeah.
The long-shaped thing, bedside table.
That's for. I was distracted. I'm trying to think. What are they looking for?
Yeah, I don't know which one it is.
That's right. And what do you think about his 7-sided? I can't remember what it's called. 7-sided palm strike. I'm just going to call it the 7-sided dice roll because I can't remember what it is. His damage ultimate. What do you think of that? Spreads, dashes around, hitting 7 targets, dealing quite a reasonable amount of damage. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
No comments. You like the other ultimate?
Oh, look, it looks really cool and it's like really flashy. But is it good? I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah.
Can you? It's really hard to say how good Monk's going to be. We need to bring him out now. Don't worry about the PDR. Bring him out tonight and let's start playing him.
Just get him live on the server. Let's do it. All right. Well, we'll come back next week. We'll revisit the support, the Monk next week, the Karazim. Pretty much because he's only been out for a day, right? No one's really had a good time to play with him. We could sit here and talk about his abilities and things, but we talk about it next week. We'll have a better idea of what he can and can't do, and we can report how he's transitioned from PTR to live. So more next week. Check back then. All right. So this is a huge section update now. So they've gone through, and again, it's on the PTR. This is not live, guys. It's still on the PTR. They have a swag of talent updates coming into effect, and it's just huge. I just have to give me a second. I'll get it up for you so you guys can read it along with us. Of course, I'll read them out. You guys really need to check out here we go. Check out the notes because there's so much. All right, here we go. So Bolt of the Storm, everyone's favorite level 20 talent. Basically my get out of jail free card.
Yep.
It's changing. It's going from a 40-second cooldown, so basically used in every single engagement, to a 70-second cooldown. That's almost double its duration. What's poor Kelthus going to do?
Well, I don't think it would have that big of an impact, to be honest, because, I mean, when you get to level 20, usually your death timers are going to be about 60 seconds anyway, so you're not really, at that point of the game, going to have 2 fights in a row, I wouldn't think. But yeah, 40 seconds was pretty low.
Yeah, like Morton said, it won't change that much, but it adds an element of should I bolt or shouldn't I bolt? But I don't think it's going to make a big impact or not. But it won't stop idiots from bolting into fights and dying.
Yeah,
that's the problem, I think, around bolt.
Well, do you think you might see people doing that less? Because 40 seconds, like, right? Oh man, I could bolt in, get that kill, back off, and then it might be
bolt back out.
Yeah, that's it. You'll bolt in. 40 seconds later, I'll bolt out. I've got this, boys. Let's do this.
Yeah. Oh, it might, but generally, every time I've personally used bolt, it's been in a team fight. So I'm either dead or they're dead. So I guess it's case by case basis.
Yep. All right, so do you reckon this is going to kill Bolt or not? Bolt's still going to be a very viable choice in the level 20 talents.
Still pretty necessary on most heroes, really. Yep. I wouldn't say it would change that much, to be honest.
Bolt will never die.
Yep. We're not going to see too many defensive engagements. Like, instead of the game being as aggressive as it is now, because of this Bolt reduction, maybe engagements might not be as numerous or as many.
Nah. I honestly don't think it would change anyone's state of mind or anything. Yeah. I think what they could have done was maybe reduce the range of it, because it's a pretty strong talent. So if they wanted to nerf it, that's probably the way to go instead of increasing the cooldown of it at level 20.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to change much, but maybe at a really elite level it might change. But I don't see it being a big impact at all. Yeah. Unless they gave every hero Bolt level 1. That would be different. But
all right, flipping it from instead of being 20 to 1. I've heard some talk about that, about how cool it would be to have Bolt at 1, but All right, we'll leave it at that. So Bolt's probably still going to hang around, and hands down agree. It's just sucks that now I'll die more often. I'm dying at least once every second, every second. Yeah, that explains my games every 70 seconds. All right, so even more. So they've even gone. So the bolt's been changed. Cleanse. There's been a change to cleanse. It no longer makes your target unstoppable. But however, to I guess recruit for that, it now adds relentless to the target. So for 2 seconds, there's a 50% shorter CC duration.
That's pretty massive, I think.
Well,
Like, yeah, especially against people like who's that? Butcher. Butcher's a massive one. Yeah, and there's quite a few. There's like you can so easily pre-cleanse, and then they're just like next to useless.
Well, I was sort of going through and looking at like, well, what does this really mean for all the different types of CCs in the game? And I think the people that are really sort of like you're right, the butcher, anyone that sort of has that 1 second stun, where you can see it coming, like sort of the butcher charges in, well, gee, I'll cleanse just before the butcher hits, or Tyrande fires her arrow, or launches her volley arrow, whatever the stun one, or even Rain, like anyone that sort of has that really noticeable CC come out. But then the people that it's actually going to, I think, still be a really good cleanse against, even though the unstoppable and removable is people like more of your snare type characters or your slow type characters, like Malfurions are still going to be sad when the targets get cleansed. Obviously Murky, I think, because you can cleanse out of Octograb. Was that the thing, or am I just making something up? Or you just kill them? Okay. Yeah. So things like that will still be affected, but your hard hitters are like your butchers and stuff are going to be so much happier now that their targets can no longer be pre-cleansed.
Yeah.
It's
this butcher here is stoked.
Flashkick's like, I think this is a great change. It should have been done years ago.
When I saw it, I tried to highlight my monitor, but it didn't work. But doesn't matter.
Just remove cleanse completely.
Just remove it from the pool. All right. That is good old cleanse. All right, so one that's now focused attacks. So focused attacks have been changed a little bit as well. It's the triggered every, I think it's sixth. Is it every sixth attack? I can't remember now. Every so many attacks, it does extra damage. It's increased damage effect now only triggers when hitting heroes. That is currently what they are testing right now. And what are you guys' opinion on that? It's do you think it's a nerf or do you think it's a little bit of a buff? Because there's a little bit of an argument at the moment, nerf or buff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it's a buff. Like people like I don't know Sonya or something, like they're usually going to get the focused attack on a hero instead of minions now, so it's just that extra bit of burst, extra bit of damage.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. I never really play heroes that use that ability, so I can't really comment on it. So
yeah.
Sorry, Zeratul would be a big one as well.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's definitely cool because you can basically before you go into a fight, go and beat up on a structure or beat up on some minions somewhere, and then just have it sitting there. So when you dive into someone, you can add that initial little bit of extra damage. So I'm seeing it as definitely as a buff. However, there's obviously a lot of people with opinions on the internet, and some people are sad. All right, so that's focused attacks. Gathering power has also been changed. Gathering power no longer has the starting 5% ability power when it's used. That's been removed. The percentage gain from heroes has been reduced from 2% to 1%. And instead of losing all stacks on death, the player will now only lose half their stacks. So that's kind of nice. A little bit of a, a little bit of a give on that one. So gathering power. It's so the biggest people I think about here is Nazebo, Kelthus. I can't think of anyone else who takes it that I play, to be honest.
Nova.
It's Nova. That's a hero. People play that.
I prefer if they didn't, but they still do.
Yep. All right. So thoughts on that one? So they've done this to kind of to get rid of a bit of snowballing on the character and make it more like a quest style talent change. Is this just, you don't really see it being too detrimental? It just means people have to work a little bit more for that
Yeah, I
initial
think
5?
people have to actually think about it now and be like, I don't want to lose these stacks, or
Yeah.
I want to keep getting all these kills so I can get high stacks instead of before where they seem to just rack up pretty quick.
Yeah. I guess
Yeah.
even like taking it before was 5% AP straight away, where this time you're not going to get that starting 5 AP. So you can't. Yeah, you have to build it up. You have to work for it. It may no longer be a good choice for someone who's in a position where they're not getting that many kills. So I'm interested to see exactly what's happens with gathering power. I don't know if that I don't know how it's going to go. Like really competent teams are going to be great. I think we'll still use it, but anyone who's a little bit under, yeah, I don't know. Decisions. I wish I was a better player, because then I could actually say properly what's going to happen with all these talents. All right, moving on. So gathering power, imposing presence. Woohoo! The attack slowed when hitting. Basically, the attack speed's been reduced. It's no longer 50% when you're hit. The enemy's attack speed is slow. It's now actually will be reduced to 40%, and the attack speed will now be removed. So the slow will actually be removed if you change targets. It's what
I think it's a big nerf.
I definitely feel that it's no longer like, and this right. This is what I want to stop. It's no longer a go-to result, right? You don't see people like right now. When I see imposing presence, I think I pretty much pick it up every single time, like without a fault, regardless of who I'm playing. But now, knowing that well, someone can just hit me when, oh gee, I've been slowed, I'll just go hit someone else to recover it. Or when I dive onto you, I'll then dive onto someone behind you. It might be an issue.
I don't.
Yeah.
Did they really need to nerf it though? I don't. I thought it was a good pickup on every hero if they had it available. Isn't that the whole idea? Like, I just a little bit weird by that.
Well, I think it was just pretty much just the go-to pick. Like they just want to add. Yeah, well, they want to make it so that if you're actually versing a lot of auto attackers, then you have to take that instead of taking it, even when they don't have that many auto attackers, just because it's that strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, well, it's really good because the patch show that actually got developers' comments, and basically this is the developers' comments, so it's gone. So statistically, it was almost never wrong to choose imposing presence. With this nerf, it's still a great counter in the right situation, and as a result, we're hoping to see more play from our basic attack assassins. All right, because obviously, it's if you're a melee assassin or basic hit assassin, this was just ruining your day. Just another way to be slowed to make yourself less effective. So, I don't know. It's I think it's a huge. I feel it's a huge nerf, but we're going to see heaps of melee assassins back into the play now. So I think it's kind of good, and that's going to be more diversity to the game. But oh well.
Yeah, because you're never going to see melee assassins just wailing on a tank, for a whole fight. They're usually going to be jumping from one to another person, so it's going to be near useless.
Yeah, that's it. No one's going to be really using it anymore. All right, moving on. Mercenary Lord has had a huge change. Mercenary Lord was so good at what it did, it actually has gone ahead and it actually was so bad, I guess I should say, but it's actually gone and eaten another talent. It's actually now Superiority, if you guys remember what that is now a part of Mercenary Lord. So right now it goes the functionality of superiority talent, has been rolled into Mercenary Lord, which is now available to the following heroes at level 4: Nurak, Arthas, Asmodean, Gazlo, Nazebo, Sonya, Stitches, and Lost Vikings. It now has a new combined functionality that reads: non-boss mercenaries near your hero deal 50% more damage, and they also retake or reduce damage taken from minions and mercenaries by 50%. So, Mercenary Lord. So it's already got the initial thing where I think when you pick them up, it buffs them, makes them a little bit. Now it's combined functionality. Sorry. So your bosses are stronger, and your mercenaries are stronger and take less damage. My initial thoughts are, Asmodean is going to love this. He's actually going to go back to pushing lanes and not stacking Taste for Blood to murder people from across the fields.
Yeah. I still think he will still be doing the stacking of his orbs, but like you said, it creates another option for Asmodan. So it creates different playstyles, which is good.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably never taken that talent ever before, to be honest. Like, I don't even know what it did.
Yeah, but now it might be a little bit more tempting.
Yeah.
I'm actually sort of looking at it and looking on Arthas, thinking, man, I wonder if you could do something with Arthas there, with Mercenary Lord. I know I just like the fantasy, the Leech King commanding an army of undead minions or something like that. But cool, so Mercenary Lord we might probably see a lot more in the game. We'll see if it survives the PTR. Might get to the end of the week and it's like, nope, chopped. No one takes it, even with this. All right, and the last major talent change is Season's Marksman. And it has this minor change. Stacks earned by killing enemy heroes has increased from 2 to 3. So making it easier to get that extra attack damage from the Seasoned Marksman. And it's also got only minions captured enemy mercenaries and heroes will grant stacks upon death.
I mean, that just makes it so that killing heroes is going to be a lot more worth, which you'd expect. Because, I mean, minions kills compared to hero kills, one's a lot harder to get than the other.
Yeah. Well, I think there was also a problem as well, is that you got heroes like Zeratul. So if you took Seasoned Marksman, you kind of had to stay in a lane, but he's not a laning hero. You know, he's should be roaming the battlefield, killing people. So I actually really like that change. You know, it's really highlighting your laners, but then it gives their roaming comps viability to take that talent. It actually makes them viable for them because they can actually get those extra stacks. So
makes it a lot more rewarding to go around getting actual kills instead of just sitting in a lane the whole game, being like, wait guys, I'm getting stacks.
Yeah, that's
just wait.
It's also, there's more incentive for you to go to other lanes, clear the wave, and go back and forth between lanes as well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got that thing. You can clear the lane. You can clear the minions in your lane, fly up to the mid lane, murder the hero there that's overextended, and then possibly fly up to the top lane and kill a bunch of minions there, and you haven't lost too much. Like, you've still kept your stacks pretty high, as opposed to, oh man, I've got to stay in the bottom lane here for those stacks, because by the time I get to the top, the minions are gone, and the guy in the middle, just that whole confusion of, if you take this, you have to lane. I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think that is precisely what that talent needed. All right, and so that is, and then we have one more. Oh, did I skip over it?
I don't see Spell Shield in the patch notes.
I thought there was change. Where is the note there?
Spell Shield now reflects spells casted on unit.
Not quite.
Here's your Flame Strike.
Oh, they haven't added it. I've been confused.
I do remember reading Spell Shield, so I'm with you on that one.
All right, so I think on the previous, there was an iteration where they were thinking about increasing Spell Shield. So what's going on, watchers and viewers, is that I had a bit on the notes to talk about Spell Shield, because there was speculation or talk about it going from a 2-second duration to a 3-second duration. However, it's not actually in the patch notes. The real ones, not the fake ones I obviously read and made up. So I'm not going to talk about that at all. All right, moving on. So even more things. All right, very quickly, there's been a in-game UI update. The abilities and activated talents hotbars have some slightly new art. And so the ability bar, your main abilities, has new art and is more compact, while your activated abilities are bigger, have different art and are bigger, slightly bigger anyway. And your nameplates and status bars are also going to be updated. Hero nameplates and health are now blue instead of green. All right.
And the shields are white as well, which look really.
Actually, that's right. Yeah.
Really bad. How it's blue and white. The white just looks out of place.
It's noticeable though. You can see it.
Yeah, that's the first thing I saw. I was like, Jesus.
But anyway, so that is. I don't think there's much to talk about. I mean, the UI looks a little bit better. I mean, it's just bigger. One slightly smaller, one slightly bigger. So now you can press the buttons a little bit niftier. And that's it. And No, so this one. So we'll come back to this a little bit later in the podcast because I don't know if we have time to talk about all of them, but we'll do it at the end. There are 19 hero updates and changes. 19 heroes are getting slight changes, or big changes and slight changes in this content update. I mean, and it's a whole run of things. It's from heroes getting art updates right through to heroes losing a little bit of burst or changing up their ultimates. So we'll come back to that, and we'll talk about that a little bit more after we go through all the other news items. All right, and that's happening all up on the PTR. So guys, go ahead, check out those patch notes because there is a huge amount. I'll drop it in the chat channel so everyone can go check them out after the show. Don't do it now, guys. Check it out after the show. And it'll also be up on the post on my website as well for people listening to the podcast. All right. So coming in next week's content update, something people have been complaining about for a long time now. But don't worry, Blizzard had listened to your concerns. They will be introducing the game server selection option. Players may now select which game server they prefer to play on.
Damn, I love playing on US servers. I loved it, man.
Well, that's the good thing because you now have the power to choose. You can actually go, I want to play on the US server, I want to play on the ANZ servers. I don't care what server I play on. I want to play on the Singapore servers. You now have choice. And I think that's great. I mean, everyone in the ANZ community I know has been arguing, complaining, submitting tickets, all sorts of stuff about that for ages. And now you have the choice. Because, I actually don't mind playing on US servers because, I'm on the NBN, so I've got a really good connection. But not everyone does. But no, I think it's great. Well done, Blizzard. Let's slow clap.
Listening to the people.
This should be a standard in every single multiplayer game ever created from now on.
Yeah, that's it. If you want people from your country to play, put some sort of server option so they can only play in that country if they want. If they want, choice people. All right, so that's just great. I don't think we need to discuss that. I think we all agree that's a massive change. Hopefully, it does get implemented next week. Fingers crossed. All right, and there's also coming up in the content update will be a new rank structure, new rank system. I hope no one's liked their rank because it's getting reset next Tuesday. If you've worked hard for your rank 1, or if you're currently trying to frantically get to rank 1 like someone, aka myself, you're going to lose it next week. But have no fear, your MMR will stay the same. So you're still going to have the same quality games you've always been
master
having.
Rank.
That's it, will be destroyed. So also in relation to that as well, so they're doing that, resetting everyone's rank. MMR will stay the same. Anyone new coming into the Hero League, before they will actually do placement games now for ranks. So you have to play about, I think they said, they're still toying with the number, but they said you have to play about 20 games, and then you actually get your rank assigned off that, as opposed to everyone starting at 50 and working their way up and down the line. So that will be pretty cool to see exactly where you are for reals, as opposed to, I started at 50 and I just got given 500 points for winning a game. Time to blow up that MMR.
Instead of everyone being rank 1.
Yeah, that's it. Be a little bit nice.
Oh yeah, I'm rank 1 too.
Then I'm ranked 28. My MMR must be terrible. It's like I win games and it's like, congratulations, you get 500 points. Oh wow, I must be pretty bad.
And then you lose a game and then you lose like 1,000.
Yeah, then it's like
it's all over the shop.
We made a horrible mistake, Diconcur. Go back to rank 40. So also they're also making a slight change to how you queue up in Hero League as well. So Team League, it's out the door, no longer exists. You won't be any teams you've made will be automatically disbanded, and you won't be able to make any new teams. I won't be able to make teams full stop. It's gone. But don't worry, if you've made 3 teams, if you've forked over 3,000 gold or 1,500 gold, whatever the value is, you will get it back. So your gold will not be wasted. Blizzard are trying to find ways to refund it. well, just refund the gold. I think it's easy. They'll just add gold to your account. Anyway, so that's gone. But you can still Team League. It's still a thing. What they've done is they've taken the hero queue. If you're 1 to 4 players in a hero queue, everything's as normal as the same. You'll get matched with an extra player to fill up the group and you'll play. If you're a 5-man and you join the Hero League queue, you actually get put into your own separate little world, or own separate little world, where you will have to fight other 5-man queued teams. So effectively, that is the new Team League. It is a 5-man queue in the Hero League.
Thank bloody God.
It's well done. I think it's another great move. Another good way to ruin 5-man team coming along and stomping me.
Can I be negative Nancy and say that I'm against having multiple queues because it adds queue times? I'm just playing devil's advocate here. Like, especially playing coming from Dota 2 as well. You've got your team queue and you've got your other queue, and it's good and bad at the same time. I can understand 5-man should verse 5-mans. I understand that, but also it's going to add separate queues. So I don't know if it's probably going to take longer queuing as 5-mans, but you'll get more consistent games.
I think that's probably the biggest thing is for the people, for the solo queuers or the solo 4s and unders. I don't think they're going to have too much difference. Like, they're not going to have too much of a queue change. Depending on how many 5-man teams actually fire it up, that may be a possibility. Especially when you start to get out to the regions like us in the ANZ, the 5-man queues get even smaller. You know, before it was small, now it's even potentially a little bit smaller. But to be honest, I still think it's a good thing. I think if you want more consistent games, it also doesn't ruin your it gives you a different team MMR as well. So it's a much more realistic game you're having, as opposed to the Hero Leagues now. We have 5-man going and just stomping. But
I mean, I'd rather have that than having like a team, like a proper team versus 5 solo queue people getting completely destroyed, wasting 20 minutes, and then gaining like 1 point and losing 1 point.
Yeah.
It's funny because
nothing gained out of it.
It's funny because when we try a new composition with No Shows AU, we queue as 5 just to try it out, and we'd stomp someone. We're like, yes, this is the best comp ever, and then like let's scrim with it, and then we just get stomped and go, yeah, nah, it's not good. But it adds.
Those rank 30s weren't good practice.
It looked good on paper. Oh, did that not send? Oh, just send it now anyway. All right. And then so that's pretty much a new rank structure. It's I think it's all good. I think it's all gonna just make the scene a little bit cooler, a little bit better. All right. Also coming up in next week, there will be a new quest out. A new special event quest where it's kill 50 treasure golems, and if you manage to succeed doing that, you get a cool new portrait for Heroes of the Storm. And something that's probably actually a little bit more exciting than that is player reporting. They've updated the player reporting categories, so now it actually does say abusive chat, AFK non-participation, and intentional feeding. Right, so I can now report people the correct way instead of just signing everyone up for harassment and then saying, "Oh, they're just AFK. They weren't really harassing me. They just weren't there."
There are going to be a lot of Abathas being reported for AFK after this patch.
The best shirt I saw the other day was a shirt and it had a picture of Abathar on it, and it had report Abathar AFK ?
It's like the first thing I said in one of my first HOTS games. Sky AFK.
All right, so player reporting. What else have we got? Huge stuff dropping at the moment. There's also a Battleground update, 2 of the Battlegrounds. Battlefield of Eternity. Apparently the swap locations for the first time for Heaven and Hell, they've actually going to have a set travel path now. So Heaven will always travel to the right, and Hell will always travel to the left of the map. That's kind of really good for consistency. I think that's going to make those fights a little bit more predictable. And at Tomb of the Spider Queen, apparently there was an issue where the games were going really long, and Blizzard were like, "This is unacceptable. We need to stop this." So now, past the 15-minute mark, when you summon those web weavers, and their minions are going to have a 50% damage and health increase.
Yeah, that's
Awesome.
fair enough. They don't really make that big of an impact.
Mm.
Like, early game they do alright, but late game is like, who cares?
Yeah.
No one really prioritizes turn in that much late game unless they're dominating.
Yeah, and they just want to put a little bit of salt in the wounds.
Yeah.
Yes, that change definitely was needed because it was a waste of time, especially later on in the game.
All right, too easy. Pretty simple, pretty basic. All right, now just very quickly, I just want to actually no, I might not going to worry about that. A whole bunch of other things and stuff going in the patch notes, guys. Go check it out. Heaps of cool stuff. I'm not going to dwell on it too much. Anything that we haven't talked about this week, we'll talk about next week on the show because we got heaps. It gives the events to talk about next week. Anyway, the ANZ Future event, guys. What's happening in the esports scene? The WCS is over. Teams are reduced their scrimming schedules. What tournaments have we got in the ANZ going on at the moment? And I think, Morton, you're working with a gaming group at the moment to run a tournament. Tell us more about that.
Yep. So that's with Aspect of Gaming, who are they pretty much run events for every game pretty much possible. Counter-Strike, Dota, LoL. So yeah, they're pretty big. And it's just pretty much just you enter as your team and then double elimination. Pretty much set up. At the moment we're requesting like skin prizes from Blizzard.
Yeah.
But after we've done this tournament, once we've got like numbers and kind of success rates, we can show it to our other sponsors who have sponsored our other games, because we can't really be like, here's a new game, it will work out, we promise, and then just kind of ask for a sponsor. So the date of that will be the 5th of September.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So I will be like posting on the forums and whatnot with the brackets for everyone to sign up to. So it'll be 5th of September. And yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know about that.
All right, awesome. So 5th of September, keep that in your calendars.
Yep.
Future teams, awesome.
I definitely will post on the forums.
All right, cool. And that's what I like to hear, 5th of September. And cool. Moving on. So also coming up this month, 2 cool things to announce this month, guys. First off, obviously, is the August X5 Brawl in August, the 22nd. It's good to see what teams what teams are still hanging around, still sticking around in this monthly brawl. We'll drop the link into the chat and obviously drop it into the blog post for the podcast. It's 22nd. Sign up, guys. It's the brawl. This leads into the Super Brawl happening later this year, where you prove which is the brawliest team in the ANZ region. Right now, and I mean, right now, guys, if there's only 3 teams signed up, so it's you sign up, 4th team signed up, guaranteed 4th place.
Success in life.
So let me just quickly bring that up, see if I can find the close
I
off
like to sign
date.
up at the last second, just so teams can't research us.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened in the July qualifier. Like, we were like, man, there's only like 8 teams like signed up, only like a couple of days before the closing date. Then on the closing date, there were like 20 teams or something. It was ridiculous.
Just smashed in.
Yeah.
I know, that's good. All right, so just some things to note. A little bit different with this brawl compared to the other one. So we have been doing, it's not my tournament. There had been double eliminations running on. This one is actually a single elimination round. Best of 3, with the finals being a best of 5. So if you are going to sign up for this tournament, bring your A game, because your first round could be your last round.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun. And yeah, I'll leave it at that. That is the August Brawl. More on that next week, because it is getting closer. Actually, one extra additional cool thing about the August Brawl, unless decisions have been changed, minds have been changed, and I'm going to say it anyway. What's that? Oops. Oh, yeah. Forgot to change the stream title. Oops. Oh, well. Too late now. Episode 3. Here we come. This August Brawl, I'm going to be shoutcasting. I am really excited to mess that up, not know how to pronounce any teams or any game names. Hopefully it hasn't been changed. I was asked the other day and I said, yep, I'll definitely do it. But hopefully nothing's nothing's changed since then.
Can I ask a personal question?
Depends.
How many dinners did you have to take Happy Rage to get that job?
Exactly 2 podcasts.
Yeah.
Just joking. Okay, Happy Rage
no,
confirmed, hasn't been changed. All right, so that's my highlight of the August. The brawl is going to be me.
We made
Good
it,
stuff,
boys.
mate. You better cast No Shows AU games.
I don't know what the casting schedule will look like. All right, so it's the August brawl. Now, also, this is really cool. It's only in drafting at the moment, but there's been a lot of discussion on the forums about what we can do to promote a little bit more of the scene in Australia, and what better way to promote Heroes of the Storm than by playing more Heroes of the Storm.
Genius.
And that's it. So Happy Rage has gone ahead and has designed up an ANZ weekly Swiss league. So teams can compete in the weekly event, and the more you win or the more you lose, you will actually go up against other teams of roughly the same skill. So it tries to keep you within teams that you are competent against or can be competent against. Really cool. I'm really looking forward to it. Lots more details to work out. There's been heaps of people talking about us working on it. Ruck was working on a league as well. I believe Ruck's from, I'm going to say Salty Dogs. We all know there's been a change. There's all been a change.
It's Apex, maybe.
Is Apex? I can't remember.
I don't know, to be honest.
I thought it was. I'm still learning everyone's name. Oh yeah, it probably is Apex now, because I just looked at the Salty. I'm calling them Salty Dogs. I know they've got a name change. I'm calling them Salty Dogs. I haven't talked about that yet. Apologise, Apex. I thought it was Apex, and then I confused myself, and now I confuse myself again. All right, good. I'm glad I said it on the stream. Highlights my week. All right. Weekly brawls. How cool is this going to be? Was a weekly brawls, weekly tournaments. Like I said, Ruck had shown really interest in getting it up and running, and I have as well. So it's I'm hoping that we can get together with Happy Rage and talk about the running of it and assist in the entire project and really make it into something a little bit more than just weeklies. Like have a ladder on a website somewhere and have it as a thing for the community to really work towards. But we'll see how you go. All right, and so I just lost my podcast notes. All right, and I'll show you that weekly ladder is going to look like it's going to start on the 30th of August, if everything goes right. So again, get ready, get excited. Newer teams, this is an opportunity to get some really good practice in. Not only do you get to fight against some of the bigger teams in the ANZ scene, but once it will give you an idea of where you sit in the system, and it will then pair you up with evenly balanced team after the first 2 or 3 weeks. All right, so more of that come. Really excited. That's awesome. I think I haven't said that enough yet. All right, now ANZ team announcements. So we've had a couple of things happen this week. We've got team immunity updates. There is no more Immunity Black. Immunity Black has been disbanded. Immunity White will now just be team immunity. And they will be the sole team, and they are currently not changing up their roster.
I believe that all of Immunity Black have just stopped playing HOTS. From what I've been told, like they've just gone back to LoL.
Yeah.
So rip them.
No, they were definitely they're a group of solid players, right? And they were interesting and fun to watch. So it's disappointing that they've gone out of the scene. Who knows? We might see them come back next year when the prize money is back again. Because I think there's a lot of teams that did that, literally game hopping, looking for the money, which is fair enough. If you're trying to be a competitive team or a competitive set of players, you've got to go where the competitive scene is. Yeah. So hopefully we can make HOTS that. That's my dream, my goal. All right. Moving on. Right. So there's also been a change up for Salty Dogs. Are no longer Salty Dogs. I'm going to miss calling you guys that because I just like saying Salty Dogs. They are now hopefully I say this right, the Frenetic Array. I got troubles reading. and speaking sometimes also saying they're now the Frenetic Array. Picked up, they're now sponsored by that gaming group. Well done. Great to see another sponsored team in the ANZ scene. I think that puts us up to 4 teams, is it now? 4 officially sponsored teams. What, XL5, Immunity, obviously the Frenetic Array, and Silicon Sports.
Basiliska, at the moment, like processing a sponsorship as well, which would be good to see.
Oh wow! Oh, that's actually really cool.
Yeah.
All right, that'd be good to see. Yeah, I just think it's good that teams are getting sponsored. That's great. It's because we're such a small scene.
We've been no shows. We've been approached by many sponsors, and I just have to keep knocking.
Yeah.
There's a guy from, I can't say where, he's trying to knock on my door, but I got to tell him back out. But we'll get there.
Sorry, mate. In the middle of the podcast, can you come back in about an hour's time?
Pretty much spot on, mate.
That's good. That's good. All right. Also, Frenetic Array are also looking for flex and assassin positions or players. If you're interested, contact Azra on 1138. That's his Bayonet tag, by the way. Hopefully he has no issues with me saying that on the podcast.
No, he'll be all right.
You're looking for a team, yeah?
Who me?
Diconcur.
Me? No. Right at the start, I thought about trying to be all professional, and then I discovered I was actually really bad at the game. So I thought I'll just talk about other people being bad.
Don't be so hard on yourself. Gotta have faith.
I'm terrible at the game. What should I do? I know, I'll run a weekly podcast and tell people about the game. All right, and also more excitement coming up is Silicon Sports. They are currently looking for players to fill some of their roster as well. If you're interested in the trial to join Silicon Sports, please message Godzilla #1872, or I say it's James, but it's JAEMZ #6572. And yep, if you're interested in the trial. All right, so after that class conversation, I will be messaging you guys straight away to get my trial. Oh, that will be a big no.
You're not that bad.
I'm
so harsh on yourself.
I am the rank I deserve to be. All right, and almost finished with all the cool news this week, and this last 2 days has been awesome with that patch drop. Last week we had Gamescom, so a lot of stuff that's told at Gamescom has kind of been already put into the patch notes, so I'm not going to go over it too much. However, we did learn potentially a little bit of the next set of heroes we'll be seeing. So obviously we've got Karazim coming out next week. We have Rexar, the StarCraft 2 medic hero, and Antares for StarCraft 2 as well. Coming out possibly next week. What I'll do is I made up something which I think is kind of cool that I will show everyone. Just in my little patch notes. So check this out, right? So we have the monk drop next week, and then we have Rexar. Sorry, this is my speculation. We go monk, Rexar, medic, and Taurus. If you put that to a 3-week or 4-week schedule, that puts us right into BlizzCon. So these are, and Antares will drop right after BlizzCon. I reckon that is going to be the release date. So watch this space. The monk on the 18th of August, Rexar on the 8th of the 9th, medic on the 29th of the 9th, and Antares on the 20th of the 10th, or 4 weeks equivalent.
And then BlizzCon, they're going to release like 20 heroes at once.
That's right, and then they'll release the super duper Nexus bundle pack.
Heroes of the Storm 2.
All right, and that is officially the end of Inside the Nexus. That is all the cool news for the ANZ scene. Oh wow, something terrible just happened on the internet. I must have said something offensive. All right, and that's it. Yeah, that's it for Inside the Nexus, or all the news. Now we haven't really got much left in the show, and I thought this may happen. And there are 19 hero updates and changes and highlights. Look, we won't talk about them this week because we can spend another hour talking about these. There are 19 changes here. This is massive. It is the PTR. It is going to be played over the next week. They will go live on Tuesday. So hopefully they're live on Tuesday. So I think we'll talk about them next week in the show. Because if not, we'll be here for another hour.
I've got a spare hour.
We could do an after show.
I've got to sleep.
Nah, that's right. Yeah, we'll leave it there. We don't want the show to run too long. I might actually stay onto an hour schedule tonight. So we'll cut there. Just know, guys, lots of heroes changes. Check them out. We'll do a quick hero highlight when I find the patch notes. Here we go. So everyone's favorite Kelthus hero has been reworked slightly.
Massively.
Massively. I mean, here I'll show you his patch notes. Look at that. So Kelthus got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things changed to him.
KT's dead.
I disagree.
Rip Ignite.
No, I disagree. The Ignite's been removed, so the level 16, the level 16 Power Surge has been removed. However, it's really, to be honest, it's just been replaced with Living Bomb. So you no longer Flame Strike into the extra Living Bombs. You now just Living Bomb people with the increased explosion radius and Living Bomb spreading. Possibly. I mean, I've had a lot of fun with Kelthus on the PTR. But like I said, we'll go more in depth next week. But Kelthus had a big rework. Jaina's lost her burst, because the water elemental no longer chills the enemies or deals damage when it's summoned. Where we got now? Kerrigan's had a huge rework as well.
Yeah, Kerrigan's looking really juicy.
Yeah.
But, I've been trying to get with her on the PTR, but the lag is just terrible. But I mean, she's got a really cool Ravage build, really cool it's like shield assimilation build. Rayna's had minor work. Thrall, interesting. His auto attacks kind of work properly now.
Yeah, that's like the one thing stopped me from playing Thrall was that those awful auto attacks that you couldn't like tech move with or anything. They were awful.
Yeah, he might be a little bit more better. Abathar's had some minor changes. Asmodan has had extra builds put into him. Nazebo's had some work done. I mean, it's just everyone has gone to the chop shop this weekend and had nose jobs done. I mean, 19 hero changes. But more next week. Like I said, we won't harper on anymore. I think I've said that enough already. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you very much for coming on the show tonight. You have always been excellent guests. Morton, thank you very much for being on again. Just if people are interested in getting in contact with you, learning more about the APOG gaming group, or interested in the tournament, where can we talk to you? Where can we see you?
You can just add me on HOTS, which is Morton #1373, and also you can follow the APOG Facebook page, which will probably have a lot of info. Well, I can't post it, but it'll have a lot of info about the tournament coming up, and also be posting the forums. Yeah, probably best option is probably just to add me on HOTS.
All right, too easy. And also, Flashkick, good surf. Anyone are interested in sending you a sponsorship deal for No Shows AU? Where can people get a hold of it? I'll just add it to the pile.
Just Flashkick 1494. The only really thing to add me for is probably scrims right now. We're going to start getting a bit more active with that. So if you're a captain, you got a team, you want to practice and have a bit of fun, feel free to add me and we'll go from there.
You can scrim versus my team, Team Bath Salts.
Bath Salt.
Yeah, Team Bath Salts.
Really quickly,
Team Bath Salts. Are we going to see Team Bath Salts in the weekly?
Yeah.
That's right. Benji's your captain, yeah?
Who?
Benji 94.
Yeah, Benjamin 94. Yeah. Oh no, he's our coach.
Top bloke. he's worth a lot of money. If you got him a coach, keep him.
Yeah, you need to set up a Facebook page, like Facebook, a website for Bath Salts, the competitive team that doesn't compete, like the dream team.
No, we'll be competing, all right. We'll be there.
All right, thanks very much. And of course, everyone, I am or have been or will always be Diconcur. You can find me on everything using Diconcur. So at Diconcur at Twitter or at Diconcur on Twitter. Facebook page is Diconcur. Website is diconcur.com. And YouTube channel is a Diconcur. And of course, you are watching on the Diconcur Twitch channel. And if you also want to email me, because I do obviously have an email address as well, guess what? It is diconcur@gmail.com. So please throw us a line if you're interested on coming on the show. Let me know. I'm definitely looking for new guests every week, and I think it's the best part of my show, to be honest, is other people talking and doing it for me. So come on the show. I'm very excited to have you on. So thanks very much, guys, again for watching. Thanks everyone in the stream for coming along, and for everyone listening at home. Thank you guys very much. You have been awesome, and I will see you all in the Nexus. Title, outro music, in theory, will play any moment. Maybe. Oh no, it's been too long. There we go. All right.